Mr. Eggplant presents...
Hey guys, Tyler here, and thank you for checking out this video. And I'm bringing you guys some more Mythic Plus action from Season 3 of Shadowlands Mythic Plus. And today I have another timed 20 or better key for you guys. We're really starting to see these pop up more and more on the channel. And this key is going to be a timed plus 22 Spires of Ascension. So this, of course, is my portal run. So that was really awesome to get one more check mark in that department. But my friends from Chemical Imbalance, particularly Sal and Bellatrix, were nice enough to help me complete my own key this last week. So we have a partially Chemical Imbalance group, a partially Pug group, and either way, we timed the key, even though I tried to kill it in several spots, we'll talk about here in just a few minutes, but I'm really excited to share this video with you guys. So a quick rundown of our group. We're going to have a little bit different than normal. So Sal is still tanking for us on his Guardian Druid. Bellatrix is once again healing for us on her Holy Priest. And be sure to check out some of her live streams. Her guild has finally got AOTC. The Jailer is down on Heroic, which means they're focusing just on Mythic. So I'd encourage you guys to check out the links down below where you can find all of their Mythic content. And then Jedith was one of our pugs. We had two in this run. So Jedith was a Havoc Demon Hunter, and then the other pug was going to be Polymage, the Fire Mage. And then, of course, myself rounding out the group on my Necrolord Marksman Hunter. And then as for my build in this video, my item level is 274 and my weapon is 272. So thanks to Blizzard getting rid of the Valor cap, I did manage to pump up the crossbow from the first half of Tazavesh, so it's always nice to have a shiny new weapon. My Covenant is a Necrolord in this video, which you will see some others in up-and-coming videos, so be sure and check those out. And then my Soulbind is still with the Bonesmith. And the Soulbind and then also the Conduits I don't think are going to change at all for the rest of this tier at least. So I'm running with a few more defensive than normal with Resilience of the Hunter, Marksman's Advantage, and then Condensed Animasphere to give me a little bit more survivability since I don't have too many defensive cooldowns and I'm not running a lot of versatility, at least not right now. And the two main potency conduits, which are pretty much staples as well, is going to be Deadly Chain and Sharpshooters Focus. My legendaries is going to be Unity on my belt and then Unblinking Vigil on my wrist pieces. And then, of course, the trinkets. So I have to say, I'm falling in love with the first Sigil trinket. I really didn't think I would at the beginning of the tier, but now it just helps us front load our damage since that's how Marksman really works, particularly if you're running with Careful Aim. Thanks to my heroic version of the trinket, it increases my versatility to over 30%, so that's just an obscene amount of extra damage. And then Solia's secret technique rounds out my build. I just love the flexibility that gives. And I do have my 4 set in this video, and then talents are going to be pretty much the same as well. So I have Careful Aim, then Streamline, Double Tap, and then finally Volley to round out my build. If you guys have any other questions on build or anything you'd like to see me add in a future video, be sure and leave me a comment down below. And then also pertinent links to my 9.2 Marksman Hunter guide as well as my stat line for this run, my Raider IO if you guys want to see videos that do not make it to YouTube. All that information is always found in the description of my videos. I do my very best to give you all the information as possible. And then as for the key itself, like I said earlier, it's a Spires of Ascension and it's a plus 22. And the affixes are Fortified, Sanguine, Grievous, and Encrypted for the Season 3 affix. And this was another one of those redo keys, so to speak, because about a month ago we did get in here for the first time at a 20 or higher, and we did miss the timer since we wiped on the last boss. So much like the Sanguine Depths of that same week, I got to redo Sanguine Depths last week. Be sure and check that video out if you guys want to. We did time at 22 in there as well. I was able to redo the Spires of Ascension, and we learned from our mistakes. Yeah, I still died. I didn't play perfect, but we slow rolled this key. We made sure that Sanguine was not going to be an issue, that Grievous wounds would not overtake us, and this was a fun, exciting run to really test my limits, to hang with some really great players. All 3 DPS were just absolutely knocking it out of the park. And then, oh, of course, Sal was no slouch as well, as that Guardian Druid damage is really, really strong right now. But looking at just individual things I could have done better. So for one, we did have a snafu with the Mage's Unity belt, so I will cut it out of the video just a little bit. In fact, it's probably already passed by now. But as we were getting up to the first boss, he realized that he was Frost before he came into the dungeon, then went Fire, but for whatever reason, Unity was still giving him all the perks of being a Frost Mage as a Fire Mage, which means he was only running with one legendary. So he was able to go and switch that, and then we went ahead and continued the key just as normal. But on the first boss, one of the things that I need to do better, I still feel like I kind of fall short on this fight every time I pull it, is just making sure that I'm using volley or explosive shot or death chakram, whatever you have in your kit, making sure you're using that and prioritizing it or even holding it just a little bit to make sure that they're both setting next to each other to get that maximum amount of cleave. Thanks to our 4-set and thanks to volley, death chakram, explosive shot, that's a serious amount of damage that you can put in a really short time, particularly if the boss is above 70% health. And then looking ahead at the second boss, so I do my best to try to get the bleed on me over the healer, since I feel like that's probably more beneficial. If I was playing a Kyrian Marksman Hunter, the file could get rid of the bleed one time, but other than that, I have different ways to kind of get out of it with exhilaration. Then I also have my resilience of the hunter, marksman's advantage, and then even that condensed atmosphere. And as long as I'm dodging the little black orbs, I should be able to keep myself alive with that, coupled with obviously some great heals from Bellatrix. And then on the third boss, I finally soaked the orbs correctly, since I kind of screwed up the last time we were in here. But what I found that works for me, and this may not work for you, but I go ahead and I burst all of my cooldowns at the very beginning, because we're going to be in that careful aim zone, so we're going to be doing all that extra damage, and then that way it leaves me available to soak orbs if need be for the tank. The tank usually can soak all of the orbs in the first set, but if you happen to get a second set, which you will even on fortified weeks in like a 22 for example, it left me able to soak all of them and not have to worry about, oh well, I saved my cooldowns, now I'm not going to get to use them. So I did a better job of that. Can always do better, but I was really proud of that fight in particular. And then finally on Devos, Devos is Devos, like, it's just a long fight, even on Fortified. I did ham it up a couple times and died in that fight. I'm really a little ashamed, but that's just ways that I can get better as a player, find out things that I struggle with and that I can do better on, honestly. On that fight, I just want to make sure I go and grab orbs whenever we're supposed to go grab them. Try to make sure that when she rushes at you with her little spear, to make sure that she kind of goes into the wall, back to the back. That way, if you have a lot of melee, which we only had one in this run, but they're able to still do damage to the boss. I did eat a couple of spears, unfortunately. That was on me. Just doing too much, trying to do a little too much, and I got myself killed. But you know what? That's the fun of these keys, because one little move can kill a key, but we didn't kill it. So congratulations to the group. I'm so excited to see if we can get into more of these keys very soon. So thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and be sure to follow me over at Twitch at twitch.tv/MrEggplant. I won't lie, guys, I've been a little burnt out, not necessarily with YouTube, but just not even with the game, I guess. Just kind of random burnout in life, so to speak. And so I have not been posting as much, so I do apologize for that. I will have a lot more videos here very soon. I finally have almost all of my videos out for Heroic Raid, so we have just 2 more, I guess 3 more videos, but 2 more bosses left to kill, which is Rygalon and the Jailer. We had a 2% wipe on Rygalon this week, so I'm really hoping he dies next week. So thank you guys for watching, enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one.
That Demon Hunter is so fast with that Dispel and weapon grabbing, it's not even funny.
I won't lie, I was like, okay, there's a weapon that should be dropping soon, right? Right. Oh.
He just zooms over it already.
Because he can Dispel it too, so he's purging it and then grabbing it, which is fine. That's
Literally snaps it right off and goes and gets it.
That is one less GCD for me. Because I can't even use it.
Listen to reason, devils. The Kyrian...
This next pull is going to be a meatball. I tried very hard to get into a 24 top today just because I wanted to see if they pulled the captain pack and if I could heal it. I was unsuccessful in my endeavors. Kind of disappointed.
All the way at the end, go.
For eons, we have been told to purify ourselves, to let go.
Where the hell is this guy? Jesus. Alright, can you get a... Yeah. Thank you. This is a spooky one.
Clearly.
And super spooky. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, here we go. We're tight.
On Sanguine weeks, I tend to not use binding. I know I should be, but I have found that it usually does more harm than good.
Can't be worse than the Kyrian warrior spear situation.
That bad?
Well, their Kyrian ability that does a bunch of their damage pulls everything back to it, like Ursoc's Vortex does.
Gotcha.
So it's like you can't like not have them use it because
Yeah.
that's like their big Covenant ability, but it definitely stacks and CCs everything, which is like, it's not great.
Interrupt.
I guess what I could be doing
Interrupt.
is using it early. But yeah, I've beefed up too many mobs with it on Sanguine weeks in particular to be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna throw that, and oh, didn't think about that through. Well, things full health.
Interrupt.
We're missing Strife. That's what's going on. Strife is so nasty. I do have Super Bear for next pull, so we're good. Ooh, weapon over here. Boop.
Where you meet your end. My celerity is second to none. Your
Shockwave.
silence is your downfall.
Shockwave.
Radiance.
Watch your step.
I witness your demise. You cannot match my alacrity. Your
Shockwave.
silence is your downfall.
She really likes you.
Mm-hmm.
Shockwave.
Radiance.
I'd rather her hit me than back. I'm gonna do this.
I have Kyrian Vile
Watch
though,
your
to be
step.
fair.
I witness your
I didn't think about
demise.
that. didn't die, so
Shockwave.
I'll take it.
We sacrifice because we must. Mortal burdens would only impede our sacred duty. No, it was a mortal who exposed the folly of your edicts.
Does Grievous damage take you out of the woe invis?
I don't know, but I'll heal everybody
won't
up
find
first. Yeah. Because I don't even know if you'd make it, you'd probably just bleed out. Okay.
I'm dead.
What pulled me out? I wasn't even pulsing anything.
Yeah, I'm instantly dead. I don't know what hit me.
I mean, I know what hit me, but I don't know why I wasn't invis.
Mine. Do you want me to go under? Okay, see you. Okay. Mine just says
So weird.
my death was from grievous wound. I have
That's
no
so
idea.
weird.
Yeah, I have no idea. Thank you. I have an invis pawn. Oh, never mind. I couldn't remember if I got to keep. That was so strange. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that because I just like fell over.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at my logs because whatever happened, I need to make sure it doesn't happen again.
The hunter was sacrificed. Now complete.
Your defiance must be punished. You must be annihilated.
Spread.
Going for the stomp, but the melee can't hear me anyway.
All who oppose us will be destroyed.
And are you gonna be soaking all orbs?
On this one, yes.
Spread.
I'm at full stacks. Snacks are clear.
Spread.
You must be annihilated. You are unworthy of our cause. You must be annihilated.
Thank you for the roar.
Spread.
Do not be next to boss with your balls here.
You want me to go ahead and soak all? Or try to?
Yes. Try to soak as many as you can. I'll get whatever you can.
Four.
He's just gonna die anyway.
I got them all. Almost all of them. Just one, two. Can we do the other side of little dudes too?
Nope.
Okay. Couldn't remember.
As I peered into Uther's memories,
To the
what I
real
saw
boss
shook me to the
platform.
core.
Yeah. Whew.
You
That
refused
last
to
one's gonna
see
be
me.
a real, how do they say, meatball?
Mm-hmm.
Everything else has been linguine. But this is the meatball.
I was distracted noticing how the mage always has combustion up and I got whacked in the face.
I have the leech pet out not because I doubt your healing capabilities. I respect this thing too much.
It's a lot of damage.
can't save me from that. Waiting. It wasn't sure.
I'll res.
Alright, note to self on this fight. No disengaging when she's gonna rush. Gonna have a bad.
Does that make her angry?
The age of the Forsworn is at hand. This spear shall pierce your heart.
Find shelter.
I will strike you down.
What? Oh, I bet she wasn't going for me.
Find shelter.
I will strike you down.
Phase change.
Obey my command. Perish among the clouds. The spear! Use it to bring her down!
Phase change.
This spear shall pierce your heart.
Find shelter. Spread.
This spear shall pierce your heart.
Find shelter.
I will strike you down.
Find shelter.
I will strike you down.
Find shelter.
I will strike you down.
Find shelter. Phase change.
Sharpshooters spear is mine to wield. Perish among the clouds. The spear!
That was a nice renewal. I appreciate it.
Phase change.
I will strike you down.
Find shelter. Spread.
Hooray!
I tried to kill it.
Easy
I
clap.
got 20 points from that.
Yeah.
Wow, I got 14.
Got 28.
Have torn a schism in the ranks of the curious.